The Smith family had been eagerly waiting for their much anticipated vacation on the remote coastal town of Shadowbrook, a secluded beach away from the hustle and bustle of city life, promised them the tranquility they desperately sought. Little did they know that their dream vacation would soon turn into a nightmarish encounter with the supernatural. Arriving at their picturesque beachfront rental, the Smiths were enamored by the beauty of the place. The vast ocean stretched out before them, its waves crashing against the shore like an ancient heartbeat. The first few days were idyllic, but they built sand castles, played in the surf, and reveled in the peaceful ambience. But soon, strange occurrences began to unsettle the tranquil paradise. It started with faint whispers that only the youngest family member, Emily, seemed to hear. She would complain about hearing voices in the wind, but her parents dismissed it as a child's overactive imagination. However, as the days passed, the whispers grew louder and more distinct. Mrs. Smith began to notice peculiar shadows dancing across the walls of their rented cottage, though when she turned to investigate, there was nothing there. One evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon, the family decided to take a stroll along the moonlit beach. The atmosphere felt airy, as if the waves were murmuring secrets in an ancient tongue. Mr. Smith suddenly stopped, feeling an inexplicable chill crawl down his spine. His wife's voice quivered as she asked him if he saw the shadowy figure lurking just beyond the surf, but when he turned to look, the figure was gone. The nurse were already afraid when Emily pointed towards a decrepit lighthouse standing desolate in the distance. She claimed to have seen a light flickering in its abandoned tower. Her parents dismissed it as a trick of the eye, but curiosity got the better of them and they decided to investigate the next day. The following morning, as the family approached the lighthouse, they noticed that once rusty gate creaking open, inviting them inside. Reluctantly, they stepped through the threshold. The interior was a labyrinth of cobwebs and forgotten memories. The air seemed to carry an aura of sorrow and despair. As they climbed the rickety stairs to the top, the temperature dropped dramatically and the whispers grew louder. Reaching the summit, they were greeted by the sight of the sea stretching out endlessly before them, but something was off. The ocean waves seemed to form peculiar patterns, almost like faces contoured in agony. Just then, the flickering light that Emily has mentioned revealed itself, casting airy shadows across the narrow chamber. Mr. Smith's heart pounded in his chest as he noticed an old journal lying atop a dusty pedestal. Curiosity overcame his fear, and he picked it up. Cautiously flipping through its pages, the journal belonged to a lighthouse keeper who had lived there long ago. The chilling entries spoke of a lost love, an enigmatic entity lurking in the waves, and the haunting whispers that tormented the keeper to madness. As he read, the whispers intensified, blending with agonized cries that seemed to reverberate within their very souls. The supernatural presence that had plagued the family's vacation now felt tangible, as if the lighthouse itself had become a conduit for an ancient force. Determined to break free from the airy grip of the lighthouse, the Smiths rushed down the stairs and fled back to their cottage. But the whispers followed them relentlessly. Sleep eluded them as the haunting voices filled their dreams with nightmares of drowning in an ocean of sorrow. Their desperation drove them to seek answers, and they turned to the town's wise elder, a woman rumored to possess knowledge of supernatural. She listened intently to their tale and with a heavy heart revealed the truth behind the lighthouse and the whispers. Centuries ago, the lighthouse keeper had fallen in love with a mysterious woman from the sea, but she was no ordinary mortal. She was the spirit of the ocean, destined to return into its depths. The keeper's love and desperation to hold on to her bound him to the lighthouse, forever guarding the love that was taken from him. The Smith family had inadvertently awakened the dormant spirit, setting it free to enter the coastal town once more. The elder warned them that to break the curse they must confront the spirit at the place where it was once separated from the keeper. With trepidation they returned to the lighthouse at dusk, prepared to face the enigmatic being. As darkness fell and the haunting whispers grew deafening, the spirit emerged from the waves, its ethereal form a mix of beauty and melancholy. With tears in their eyes, they pleaded with the spirit to find peace and let go of its earthly terror. As their words reached the spirit's heart, the whispers softened and the faces in the waves transformed into gentle ripples. A sense of serenity washed over the lighthouse, and the curse that bound the keeper's spirit finally broke. The Smiths knew their vacation was forever marked by the encounter, but they left with a profound understanding of the thin veil that separates the world of the living from the supernatural. As they departed Shadowbrook, they couldn't help but wonder if the whispers in the waves would ever truly fade away, or if, like the lighthouse keeper's love, they would be eternal.